result of meeting you. Because I went to a meeting to because I know these boys, of course, and they were chased by the police. But this was 2006.
And what happened? They didn't shoot, though.
No, there was no shooting in Maplewood. No, they were chased by the police. So, and they ran, and one urinated on himself, and he was scared to death, and they couldn't figure out what the hell happened, and no one understood it. But I'm saying that these things, it's not beyond that, but I think our community is a lot quicker to react to something. And it certainly didn't make national news because no one died as a result of it. The question is how much or how many other things are happening out here that we don't hear. So these are high-profile cases, cases that happen to be caught, but especially this one, on camera. And I think that for me, that's what makes this so bad. I don't know if call it a riot, but this protest right now. And people are outraged, and I'm glad they are. And, I could have, 20 years ago, I would have been out there with them. But now I'm an old lady, and I just don't have the energy to go.
Sometimes you just sometimes you ask yourself, what's next?
This is the West Side Highway, 57th Street.
Do you want to hear what Dr. Ben Carson had to say about the immigration policy? Why are you saying he's an idiot?
So I guess you didn't read the article that I was talking about yesterday.
But why you call him an idiot, though? Because he have a different opinion?
Oh, well, that's the same thing as you feel about...
No, but I don't call Charles Barkley an idiot, though. I would not call him an idiot.
Oh, okay, I wouldn't call this great surgeon. What a great surgeon.
Yeah, because...
So he's a right-wing...
Right, call it what it is, but, I wouldn't say...
Okay, but
I wouldn't say Charles Barkley's an idiot.
Okay, what would you say about him?
I just see he's kowtowing to the media.
So you went off really deep on him. So, and you don't understand why anybody would listen to him. Well, Ben Carson, I don't even want to go there, but you can go ahead and play that for whatever. But I would leave off on a bad note like that.
Now, here is a man that's unarmed, a Florida man who was unarmed, right? You wouldn't believe what police chief is saying after they wrongfully shot a black man in his own driveway. This is today's news now. All right? Let's take a listen to this.
How do I feel about what happened? How would anybody feel getting shot?
Still visibly in pain and haunted by the night he was shot at 15 times by Escambia County Sheriff's deputies nearly a month ago. It all happened when a neighbor called 911 after spotting Roy Middleton rummaging through a car on his own driveway. He was mistaken for a car thief and unarmed when confronted by police.
They've said that you were reaching towards something and that you lunged at them. You made a lunging motion.
No, why would I lunge at someone who's halfway down my driveway? How am I going to lunge at them with what? I was getting ready to do what they asked me, raise my hands, and I got shot in doing that.
The Escambia County Sheriff has, all along, defended the actions of his officers, who remain on paid administrative leave.
The point to making the comment about the lunging was his herky-jerky movements that he was making, and again, a failure to follow the deputy's instructions.
Shot in his own driveway, outside his own car, while holding his car keys. He says his leg is now shattered, held together by metal rods. Middleton said the whole thing happened in about 30 seconds.
They should have asked me, did I live here, or ran my address and license plate or something. So, before somebody's a suspect in your own yard, suspecting the what?
Police disagree.
Mr. Middleton was most assuredly a suspect for this scenario up until such time that he was identified. He was a suspect in an attempted car theft. I have an eyewitness that stated that called in to my folks, and that's what they responded to.
Middleton says he couldn't have done anything differently to change the outcome.
Were you sober that night?
Sure. I had a couple of beers earlier that day around 2 o'clock.
Adding insult to injury, he says he was handcuffed by deputies while he thought he was dying.
Do you ask yourself, why? Why did this happen to me?
I ask myself, why? Yeah, why they shot me first, and then why shoot so many times afterwards? Yeah, I ask why. That's all I can ask, why.
Do you get any answers?
No, not yet.
Nick Valencia, CNN, Pensacola, Florida.
It's all over the country, man. Even in your own driveway, 15 bullets. Don't matter where you are. It doesn't matter.
I think a lot of this, I guess this is the, finally we see, no, not finally, but, and we will, I guess, continue to see the benefit of technology, quick media, not necessarily having to rely, or lack of reliance on network media. There's 4 corporations that own all the media, and they filter things the way they want. But now that we have the internet, and people can put whatever they want, tape whatever they want, broadcast whatever they want. So even those, I guess, in some way, these forces that sort of help in our oppression will also help for our liberate us in our liberation, for our liberation. I think it's beautiful that we can see all of these things. You can pull all these thousands of people together with a simple tweet, There's so much that can be done, Anselm, and I would rather be focused on that rather than what they do. But how do we counteract it? How do we take care of our own community? How do we make sure that we're safe? How do we make sure we're educated?
But you see,
Rather than relying on them.
the one that you said, the one that we have control over is how do we make sure that our kids are educated? We do have control over that.
You get to make sure your kids are safe.
Well,
but I don't think they're gonna allow us to do our
listen,
own police.
we don't have too much control over that education part now. Okay? Because think about it. If you're going to send your kids to Columbia High School and they're going to track them in the lower levels, then you're going to have great difficulties. Unless you decide you're going to pay to send them to private school. That's right. That's the control that you have. And that's one of the controls that I took into my own hands as far as my son is concerned. That I didn't want, Columbia High School deciding whether he's going to be, a good student, an average student, or a bad student. So I basically took that into my own hands. You see, but Margie, it's hard as a community because sometimes we are not really all together.
So I guess our first goal is to pull as many of us together.
That's the first thing we got to do. You got to see if you can get some like minds together. It's not easy.
Is this really live or is this? Oh, this is a tape of. So we had De Blasio, the mayor of New York City, speak on the incident today. Eric Holder, the attorney general, about to step in. The president speak on this issue. I don't know if I've seen any tape of the police chief. I wonder what. I don't want to know, but I would wonder what Fox's take is on all of this. If I hear anyone else.
What channel is Fox?
I don't know. I know there's a Fox on 5, but we want the. Thank goodness. So there's business. Oh, but then it's on there too.
So where does the black community go from here?
Well, I think the black community needs to use its energy to mobilize and do whatever we can and whatever we are best at doing. Everybody has something. And use that talent and energy to galvanize people to whatever degree for the betterment.
You ever look at the DVD Hidden Colors?
No, tell me about that.
You really got to look at that. It because it just talks about it talks a lot about the different things that happen in history. And it kind of helps with our psyche, so to speak. And that's why they call it Hidden Colors. But the idea is that I mean, my takeaway from the decision today was that we are in big trouble. No, it's worse now.
Well, now it's like, okay, they can get you whenever they want.
Whenever
I mean,
that's right.
Many people already knew that, and I guess.
No, I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like I said, because you're hidden from a lot of oppressive situations that the average kid without money is not hidden from. So they see things that you and I do not see.
But that means that doesn't mean I don't know about it. That doesn't mean because I don't see it, I don't know about it.
Understand what I'm saying? You said you got extra mad today, but there are people who've been always angry because it's their daily life.
Okay. All right. So they're angry because it's something that they face.
I think that a lot of people are angry because it's just life for them on a daily basis.
Like the guy who was stopped 100 times for stop and frisk. After a while, he was like, "Oh well, you're gonna stop me."
Yeah, no. So what does that do? I mean, so here you've been dehumanized, and now you just accept it. I mean, and that's that's sick. Just like when I was reading about the Supreme Court case where the guy in the BMW was strip searched. This was a black man. He obviously had the means to fight that, and was angry enough. But then there are many people who just accept that because they don't have the means to fight.
But here's this story. Do you know a grand jury indicted the guy who filmed the Eric Garner thing?
What do you mean they indicted him?
Okay, here it is. He
got off from having.
This is the Huffington Post. A grand jury did indict one person involved in Eric Garner's killing, the man who filmed it. On Wednesday, a Staten Island grand jury decided not to return an indictment for the police officer who put Eric Garner, an unarmed black man, in a chokehold shortly before his death. A different Staten Island jury was less sympathetic to Ramsey Orta, however, the man who filmed the entire incident. In August, less than a month after the filming, the fatal July 17 encounter, in which Daniel Panteley and other police officers confronted Garner for allegedly selling untaxed cigarettes, a grand jury indicted Orta on weapons charges stemming from an arrest by undercover police officers earlier that month. Police alleged that Orta had slipped a .25 caliber handgun into a teenage accomplished waistband outside a New York hotel. Orta testified that the charges were falsely mounted by police in retaliation for his role in documenting Garner's death, but the grand jury rejected his contention, charging him with single felony counts of third-degree criminal weapon possession and criminal firearm possession. In Garner's case, on the other hand, jurors determined there was not probable cause that Panteley had committed a crime. So, whether the guy's...
Oh, God, I can't wait to go to Staten Island tomorrow.
So whether the guy's guilty or not, Staten Island is predominantly white, right?
Most of it, but not all of it. I mean, the section that this incident happened in is brown.
So listen to this. You can't walk with your hands in your pocket. You can't be in your garage and searching in the trunk of your car to get anything out. You can't play with a toy gun in public. Right? You can't, if police tell you stop and you're walking away, you should stop. Don't put your hands up. If you can't breathe and the police trying to arrest you, I don't know what you could do. So what should, well, we're going to close on this, Marjorie. What should black people do when they're stopped by police? What should they do?
I don't have the answer, but I think we're going to stop with that question and maybe try to find out. I don't know, Anselm. I don't know the answer to that.
You want to take a stab at it before you go? Just give like one suggestion, two suggestions?
I can't say, Mr. Officer, I'm putting my hand. I'm not, like I said, no one wants to hear me when I tell them I jumped out the car and the cops came after me.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that story.
We don't want to hear that story, really.